In a world where legends intertwine with reality, where the tales of humans blend with the stories of jinn, emerged a woman who astonished both kings and prophets. A woman whose destiny began at the moment of her birth and culminated in her famed encounter with the prophet Solomon. This is the story of Queen Bilqis, from her wondrous birth to the moment she stood before the prophet of God. A story filled with mysteries, conflicts, and marvels. Many narrators said that the mother of Queen Bilqis was a jinniyah, the daughter of the king of the jinn, and her name was Rab bint al-Suqr. Bilqis's father had married her because he used to say, "Among humans, none is my equal." So he sought a wife from the jinn, and they granted him one. The narrators differed on how he reached the realm of the jinn to ask for a bride. Some said he was passionately fond of hunting. Others said that one day he went hunting and saw two snakes, one white and one black. The black snake overpowered the white one. He ordered the black snake killed, then carried the white one and poured water over it until it came back to life. He released it and returned home. While he was sitting alone, a handsome young man appeared before him, and he was startled. The young man said, "Do not fear. I am the snake you saved. As for the black one you killed, it was a young man from our kind who had rebelled against us and killed several members of my family." Then he offered him wealth and offered to teach him medicine. The man replied, "As for wealth, I have no need for it. And as for medicine, it is unbefitting for a king. But if you have a daughter, marry her to me." The young man agreed, but on one condition, that he must never object to anything she does. If he opposed her even once, she would leave him. The man accepted. She conceived and gave birth to a boy, then threw him into the fire. The father was devastated, but he remained patient out of commitment to the condition. She conceived again and gave birth to a girl, then cast the child to a dog, which took her away. His sorrow deepened, yet he endured. Later, some of his enemies rebelled against him, so he gathered his army and set out to confront them. His wife accompanied him. When they reached a barren wilderness, they saw all their provisions mixed with sand, and their water spilled from the skins. Certain of destruction, the man realized that this was the work of the jinn by his wife's command. He could bear no more. He said to her, "Woman, I endured when you burned my son, and when you cast my daughter to a dog, and now you have ruined our food and water. We stand on the brink of death." She replied, "Had you been patient, it would have been better for you. Now listen, your enemy deceived your minister, and he mixed poison into your food and water to kill you and your men. Order your minister to drink what remains and eat from the food." He ordered him, yet the minister refused. So the king killed him. Then she directed them to nearby supplies of fresh water and food, and said, "As for your son, I entrusted him to a nurse. She raised him, and he later died. As for your daughter, she is alive." Suddenly, a young girl rose from the ground. She was Bilqis. After that, his wife left him, and he went on to defeat his enemy. Her rise to power in Yemen. It is said that her father died without appointing an heir, so the people placed his nephew on the throne. But he was a vile, wicked, immoral man. Whenever he heard of a beautiful woman, he summoned her and disgraced her. His corruption eventually reached Bilqis, his cousin, and he desired her. She deceived him into believing she would receive him in her palace. She then prepared two of her kinsmen and ordered them to kill him when he was alone with her. When he entered, they leapt upon him and killed him. She summoned his ministers and rebuked them. "Was there not among you a man who cared for his honor and the honor of his people?" Then she showed them the corpse and said, "Choose a man to rule over you." They replied, "We are content with none but you." So they made her their queen. Her power grew great, and her armies multiplied. It was said that under her command were 400 kings, each ruling a province with 4,000 soldiers under him. She had 300 ministers overseeing her kingdom and 12 commanders, each leading 12,000 men. It is said she spent 300,000 ounces of gold on the great skylight through which sunlight entered her palace, where she prostrated to the sun. The reason she came to Solomon. One day, the prophet Solomon sat upon the throne of his kingdom. The birds shaded him with their wings, but a ray of sunlight pierced through the place of the hoopoe bird. He inspected the birds and said, "Why do I not see the hoopoe?" He summoned the eagle, the chief of the birds, and questioned him. The eagle soared high, searching left and right, then returned and said, "He is absent." Solomon declared, "I shall punish him severely or slaughter him, unless he brings me a clear proof." Scholars said his punishment was to pluck his feathers and leave him to the ants at midday, or to imprison him among birds unlike him, or slaughter him. When the hoopoe returned, the eagle met him and warned him of Solomon's threat. The hoopoe stood humbly before Solomon, lowering his wings. Solomon felt compassion and asked why he had been absent. The hoopoe said, "I have learned what you have not learned. I come to you from Sheba with certain news." Solomon asked, "And what is this grand claim?" The hoopoe said, "I found a woman ruling in Yemen. There is none in your palace like her, and eyes have never seen a woman more beautiful. Her name is Bilqis. She possesses a mighty throne greater than yours. And I found her and her people prostrating to the sun instead of God." When the news of Bilqis reached Prophet Solomon, peace be upon him, he said to the hoopoe, "We shall see whether you have spoken the truth or are among the liars. Go with this letter of mine, deliver it to them, then step aside and observe what they will do." The letter read, "It is from Solomon. It is, in the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate. Do not exalt yourselves above me, but come to me in submission." The hoopoe took the letter and set out toward the land of Sheba, as mentioned in the verse, "I came to you from Sheba," meaning from the regions of Yemen. He traveled with the birds circling around him, and Solomon had crowned him with a small diadem, so he carried the letter in his beak. From that day on, he was known as the messenger of Solomon. When he reached the palace of Bilqis at the time of midday rest, he found her sleeping upon her royal bed. Her palace had 360 openings through which the sun entered, each on a different day of the year, so that the sunlight would return to the same opening only after a full year. The palace had 7 gates. The hoopoe entered through the opening directly above her face, placed the letter upon her chest, then flew back up to the same opening to watch what she would do. When she awoke and found the letter resting upon her, she read it. She kissed it, placed it upon her head in respect, and summoned her council. She said, "O chiefs, a noble letter has been delivered to me, noble in its seal, even before its contents." Then she told them what it contained. When they heard it, they replied, "We are possessors of strength and great military might. The decision is yours, so consider what you will command." Bilqis, one of the wisest women of her time, said, "Indeed, when kings enter a land, they corrupt it and make the honored among its people humbled, and so they do. I will send them a gift and see what the envoys return with." She had governed Yemen with remarkable intelligence and skill. Qatada said, Bilqis sent Solomon a magnificent gift, a sealed box containing a priceless unpierced pearl and a curved bead of Yemeni agate. She also sent 500 maidens and 500 beardless youths, dressing the boys in the attire of girls and the girls in the attire of boys. She instructed the boys to speak gently and the girls to speak harshly. She sent with the gift one of the wisest men of her people, named Al-Mundhir ibn Ammar, and wrote him a letter explaining the challenge of the gift. "If you are truly a prophet, then distinguish for us the maidens from the youths. Tell us what is inside the sealed box before opening it, and pierce the curved agate bead with a straight hole without the work of either man or jinn, then string them together." She also told her envoy, "Observe him. If he looks at you without anger, he is a prophet. But if he looks with harshness, he is but a king, so do not be intimidated. Listen carefully to his words and reply exactly as he speaks." The hoopoe flew ahead of the envoy and informed Solomon of everything Bilqis had prepared and said. When Solomon heard this, he was pleased with the hoopoe, and from that day the bird was granted superiority over the others. He could see water beneath the ground and became Solomon's guide in his travels. Then Solomon commanded the jinn to forge bricks of gold and silver, and to lay them along the road by which the procession of Bilqis would pass, stretching 7 leagues. He also instructed them to leave empty spaces between the bricks equal to the number and size of the bricks sent by Bilqis, preparing a place for the envoy to deposit them. Solomon seated himself on his throne and ordered the jinn to bring the finest creatures of land and sea, placing them on his right and left. Around him stood humans, jinn, and birds hovering in perfect order, and beasts encircled the entire court. When the envoy of Bilqis arrived and saw the gold and silver bricks and the empty space matching the bricks he carried, He feared accusation and hastened to place the 500 bricks in the precise spaces prepared. He then entered upon Solomon, who received him with a pleasant expression and said, "Where is the sealed box you carry?" The envoy brought it forth. Before opening it, Solomon said, "It contains a priceless, unpierced pearl and a curved agate bead with a twisted hole." The envoy said, "You have spoken the truth, O prophet of God." Solomon then commanded a small termite to take a single hair in its mouth, crawl through the bead, and emerge from the other side, piercing it cleanly. He called for a white worm to pierce the pearl with a perfectly straight hole. Then he strung them together and handed them back to the envoy. After that, Solomon ordered the maidens and youths to wash their faces before him. The maidens scooped the water delicately from one palm to the other before touching their faces, while the youths scooped the water directly and splashed it onto their faces with firmness. Thus Solomon distinguished them. He then returned the entire gift, saying, "Do you offer me wealth? What Allah has given me is far better than what He has given you." When the envoy returned to Bilqis, he informed her of all he had seen, the majesty of Solomon, the wonders of his kingdom, and his signs of prophethood. So she said, "He is a prophet. We have no strength to oppose him." Then she sent word to Solomon, "I am coming to you, with my people, to hear the message to which you call us." She prepared to travel. She placed her throne inside her palace, locked the doors, assigned guards to protect it, and set out towards Solomon with 12,000 of her people. When they came within 2 leagues of the city of Solomon, the prophet learned of her approach and wished to demonstrate the power of Allah by bringing her throne before she arrived. He gathered the people of knowledge and said, "O chiefs, which of you can bring me her throne before they come to me in submission?" Meaning, before they embrace faith, for then the wealth of a believer is forbidden to be taken. The jinn were summoned, and among them was a mighty one named Sakhr, who said, "I will bring it to you before you rise from your seat." Solomon's daily counsel lasted from morning until noon. The jinn added, "And I am strong and trustworthy concerning its precious jewels." But Solomon replied, "I want something faster than that." Then the one who possessed knowledge of the book said, "I will bring it to you before your gaze returns to you." Mujahid said this man was Ibn Barkia, who knew the greatest name of Allah. He told Solomon, "Look toward Yemen, O prophet of God." Solomon looked, and before he even blinked, the throne stood firmly before him. When he saw it placed before him in such a short moment, he said, "This is by the grace of my Lord." When Bilqis finally arrived and entered upon Solomon, he said, "Is your throne like this?" She replied, "It seems as though it is." And Solomon knew then that she was a woman of understanding. After Solomon, peace be upon him, brought Bilqis into the great palace hall, she was still uncertain. She could neither affirm nor deny that he was truly a prophet of God. Matters were becoming confused to her, just as the affair of the throne had puzzled her before. When he said to her, "Enter the hall," she stepped forward slowly. The moment she looked down, she thought she was walking above flowing water. Believing it to be a pool beneath her feet, she lifted her garment and uncovered her legs so she could cross the water. At that moment, Solomon glanced toward her and noticed that her legs were covered with thick hair resembling that of a goat. He turned his face away gently and said, "It is a courtyard paved with glass," meaning what she thought was water was actually smooth, clear crystal flooring that gave the illusion of a rippling pool. There, in that gathering, Solomon invited her to embrace Islam. God opened her heart, and she accepted the truth and submitted to him. But after her acceptance of faith, Solomon wished to marry her. Yet he still felt troubled by the hair he had seen on her legs. He mentioned the matter to some of the jinn, so they created for her nura, a depilatory substance that removes hair. She used it, and every hair disappeared from her body. She became the first woman among humankind to use nura. After that, Solomon married her and loved her deeply. He allowed her to remain queen over Yemen, and he ordered the jinn to build for her 3 magnificent palaces there, grander than her previous ones. He visited her once every month, and she remained with him until shortly after his death. Solomon had many wives, about 300 women and 700 concubines. One day, the thought occurred to him to pass by all of them in a single night, hoping that each would conceive a son who would grow into a warrior, fighting in the path of God. But he did not say, "If God wills." So he visited all of them that night, yet none of them conceived except one woman. She became pregnant, but gave birth to a child with half a body, deformed and incomplete. The prophet said, "By him in whose hand is my soul." Had my brother Solomon said, "If God wills, they all would have borne sons who would have become warriors in the cause of God."